Now then, welcome to the channel, Lake District and the Northwestern Fells. We parked here at St Cuthbert's Church, Hambleton, and the intention today is to do a couple of fells that aren't usually done together, I don't think. Ling Fell and Graystones. Now, I've no idea about this area, I've never been around this area before. I've always done Graystones from the other side, and I've done Ling Fell with Sail Fell, so I've no idea about the paths around here. I think it might be a bit wet between the two fells. I'm not sure how we're going to get on down there. And the route down, I had planned to come back down round the bottom of a hill called Harrop, but having looked on Google Earth and things like that, it all looks a bit cowy around there, and as you know, I'm not keen on cows when I've got Charlie with me, especially in areas that might not be walked that often. So I'm not sure about the way down. We might come back down Tom Rudd Beck, I think it's called, but that could be an issue fording that with all the rain we've had. So we'll set off, see how we get on, and while we're heading up through these first farms, I'll show you the initial route that I'd intended to do coming back round Harrop. So we've made our way up that road through all the farm buildings and holdylets and whatever. Now we're on the bridle way, making our way up to our first objective of the day, which is Ling Fell. It's a glorious morning, beautiful, nobody else around. Right, upwards. So we've just hopped over that gate and we're on a short section that isn't access land now. It's not very long. I can see where we get back into access land in front of us. Now that behind me over there, that was another option for today. That's Setmurthy Common, Watch Hill. Now, I've done the top nearest the trees, which I believe that is Setmurthy Common, but I didn't realise the other end of it is another Wainwright outline fell called Watch Hill. So I've got to go back there and do that. Oh, right, we'll continue our way through this field. So that loud bit of trespassing didn't last long. We're back on the access land on this path going up through the bracken, and we go up to, it's marked on the map as disused grouse butts. I don't think there's much sign of them still being there from what I recall last time I was up here. Ah, nice and quiet still. Right, upwards. So we've joined up with this good track that works its way around the hillside. I expect this used to be the old track going up to the grouse butts, but we're not on it for too much longer. We branch off and then up to the top of Ling Fell. There's a few people around now as well. That's looking back where we've just come from. Beautiful. Right, so we shortly branch off right off this track. You can make out here, look, the remains of the grouse butts. So yeah, this would have been the track, bringing the shooters up to them, I would imagine. So we're going up there where them people have just gone. So that's looking over to Sail Fell, which is the other hill that's usually done with this. I did them both, first time I did them. And then there's the top end of Bassenthwaite, and then Binsey. And then the rest of the northern fells there, and you just can't see Skidder yet. We'll see that when we get to the top. Right, onwards.
So we made it to the top of Ling Fell and the sun was shining and all was good, and I got set up to show you the views over to the northern fells and beyond. And then it wasn't until we got home and I started editing that I realised we'd had microphone failure. And as it turns out, you can't see the views anyway for the hump of the hill. And then the winds picked up and it started blowing the camera over, so I gave it up as a bad job. So anyway, we'll catch you on our way back down.
So that path we were following there, that looks as if it takes you back to, I think it's Wythop Mill, which is like the popular parking spot to do these two fells. So we've just branched off to head down pathless. Now there's a fence line going up in front of us, and I can see a path by the side of that, so we'll go up there. But we've got a little matter of getting over a couple of becks before we get there, so we'll see how we get on down there. There's Skidder behind me, look. It's a nice view. Right, down we go. Oh, so there was a bit of gorse to contend with over there. We've made our way over to the fence line, and there is a bit of a path to follow here. So if you're coming down there, where the path sort of veers off left and heads back towards Wythop Mill, head straight over to the fence line. There is a bit of a path coming down here. It's a bit loose here though. So there are some signs of people having come down this way before. Slip marks in the scree. It's not bad. It's not like a scree shoot or anything like that. Just a bit loose. Right, so down into the dip down here, then straight up that fence line on the other side. Don't look too bad actually down there neither. Right, down we go, and then up we go. Well, you may have guessed just then, I ended up on my backside. I wasn't expecting that. I thought we were doing well coming down there. Plenty of padding there. Right, so we're down now into this area called Bladder Syke, and it is a bit squelchy in places here. Looks like the main path heads on back through this gate and back round Ling Fell, but we're not going that way. We're going to follow this fence line up there. Right, on we go. So I've just realised that that path that went off at that gate on the OS map, the right of way, public right of way, comes to an end there, and that's the path. Remember, on our way up there was a signpost at that gate, and I said that's a possible return route. That's that path. So if you just wanted to do Kirk Fell from there and back along that path, we're heading up Graystones. And I think we're going to have to take on the potential cow fields, I think, other side, because the only other alternative is to come back down to here and follow that path, which I don't fancy doing. Or I think there's a Tom Rudd Beck over there. Is that Tom Rudd Beck? I tell you what, I'm waffling out, so I'll just shut up and get walking. So we've just passed through that low-lying area back there called Wythop Moss. That was a bit squelchy coming through there. I think it's going to stay a bit squelchy until we get onto the lower slopes of, well, it's Kirk Fell, isn't it? Actually, Graystones is just like the Wainwright top. Yeah, we've crossed over to the other side of the fence line. Yeah, squelchy, but I'm surprised there is a well-defined path to follow, so people must come this way. Right, so we'll carry on squelching by the side of this fence and wall. So we started to climb now and out of the squelchiness in that low area behind us, and just looking back, you won't be able to make it out on here, but I can see a path coming down Ling Fell by that, pretty much by the fence line. So rather than do what we did, if you want to do this, go straight from the top of Ling Fell over to that fence line, and you'll be able to pick a path up coming down that fence line, rather than battling your way through gorse like we did. I mean, it wasn't high, it wasn't even knee high, well, a couple of places were. Yeah, and there's a decent path to follow. Like I say, it's wet down there, but we've climbed out of that now, so on our way to Kirk Fell. So we just crossed through the fence line at that gate back there, because didn't fancy my chances with that style there, look. And this last little bit's a bit of a steep pull up here. We're nearly at top of Graystones, so we need to be on this side of the fence to get to the top of Graystones as well. Right upwards. So here we are, top of Graystones. Oh, this It's a tad breezy up here as well. Right, we've not even stopped for coffee and a chew yet, so I think we're heading off over to Kirk Fell next, so we might just get down behind the wall over there and get a bit of shelter for coffee and a chew. Before we go, I'll give you a spin round and see if I can name some fells for you. So there we're looking over Broom Fell. It's a Lord's Seat. Then between Broom Fell and Lord's Seat behind is Skidder, and you can just make out possibly the ridge going up alongside and Carl's side, and to the right of Skidder is Little Man. And if we come further round here, there's Winlatter, Brown How, which is the Burkitt top of Winlatter, and up to Grysdale Pike, Hopegill Head just to the left of Hopegill Head, and behind is, I think that'll be Grassmoor, and then Hobcarton End, I think, there. Then looking down towards Melbreck, and then I'm not sure beyond that, and then that's looking over the Solway, and I can just make out Criff on here, but you won't be able to see that. Right, so we're going to head over towards Kirk Fell and see if we can stop behind the wall over there for coffee and a chew. So that's us over Kirk Fell. Oh, it's blowing a bit up here now as well. So we're pathless for a bit, but it's not an issue, it's just short grass. And we're heading towards the cairn on top of a tub over here, so we're heading towards that. And I think we descend from there. I don't know if there's a path going down, but if it's like this, it won't be an issue, it's just short grass. Nice. Still got a nice view over there. Look towards Melbreck and beyond. Nice. It's got a bit of a chill to it as that wind now as well. Right, we'll get ourselves over to this cairn. So we've descended pathless from that cairn to pick up this quad track. It's not been an issue coming down there though, it's just short grass and it's not steep. Yeah, it's alright. What could be an issue though, I've just seen the field that the footpath runs through down in the bottom, and it's absolutely full of cattle. Ah dear. Alright, we'll see what happens when we get down there. But there's no other route, so we'll just have to see. Right, down we go. Well, there's a stile over that fence there. There's a seat, a bench right on the end there with a bit of a view. So people must come this way, I think so. Oh, I knew this is a bit squelchy here. So hopefully cattle will be used to people and dogs down here. Oh, squelch, squelch. Right, down to a gate, and I think it's at this gate where the public right of way starts at this gate, I think. Right, so cows everywhere. Hopefully well away from the footpath. Right, on we go. So fortunately the cows are well away from the path, so there's no more further down. There don't look to be. Oh, mind you, there's another field of them over there, and that's the hill called Harrot. I don't know if it has any classification, none to concern us anyway. Right, so we'll continue along this footpath giving them cows a very wide berth. Well, no sooner had I said I hope we give them cows a wide berth, my GPS went beep, indicated a sharp left-hand turn in the footpath, went straight through the middle of them. So we've just stuck to the field edge, but we have to get back up the field now, and the next field that we go through, that's full of blooming cattle as well. I don't know if we can maybe go other side at hedge or something to get past them. We'll see. We're past the first lot anyway. Right, onwards. Right, so we're into this next field and there's no getting around them here. The right end of this path, well, this track, I think there must be a feeding station or something, and they just all gathered round it right over at track. So wish me luck. I hope they're friendly. Well, that went better than expected. Very friendly cows. Mind you, I hate to think what Charlie's legs and feet are covered in now coming through there. Might be bath time when we get home, I think. Right, so that should be it for cattle. And we follow this down to a road, and we're on that for a bit, and then we branch off through some more fields. But when I looked on Google Earth, they just seem to be full of sheep. So hopefully that's it. Down we go. I don't know about Charlie's feet. I need to find a river or something to dunk them in as well, don't I? Stinky. Stinky. Right, down we go. So that's us through Harrot Hill Farm and onto the road, and where that van's parked there, I had looked at that myself for a possible parking spot for us, and I found the church and checked, and there was no service today, so plenty of space to park there. Right, so up this road for a bit, and then we double back on ourselves a bit through, hopefully, sheep fields. Had enough of cows. Right, onwards up this road. So we're nearly through first field, heading for this trail. Look, and this gate, and that was sheep. But there are signs of bovine activity as well. There's a few more fields to go yet, and until we get back to the church. Well, back to the road just before the church. Right, next field. Well, we're making our way through a few fields, and thankfully it's just sheep. But Cumbrian farmers, they don't make it easy for people crossing the land on public rights of way. You know, they complain when people go off the paths and are wandering all over the place. It's their responsibility to keep up with waymarks and everything. There's not a single waymark on this path, not a single one. There should be on every gate, every field crossing should be a waymark on it. What do they expect? And then they get all shirty with you, don't they? Anyway, hopefully we're going the right way. Right, onwards. So we're nearly out of the last field and back onto the road. So I'm going to sign off. Just before I go there, we've hit another minor milestone. The channel has reached 400 subscribers. So thank you to everybody, and especially those that comment and like the videos. It's much appreciated. We're making slow but steady progress to the holy grail of 1,000 subs. If you know anybody that would like the channel, please share them or spread the word. See if we can increase the rate of subs going up. So we've had a good day. It's been brilliant. Those cows ended up not being an issue. It's been good. A nice quiet way to do Ling Fell and Graystones, which I don't think many people do, them two together. And you could always just do Ling Fell, as I said, on the way up that footpath that we saw going off from the road, which takes you up to that what was it called, between Ling Fell and the climb up to Graystones, something Keld, wasn't it, that spring. So you could always come along the footpath from there and just do Ling Fell. So no, it's been good, nice and quiet. Apart from on the tops, I've not seen anybody apart from where I said that bench was, just back there. There were a couple of people walking by that bench, but it's been really good. No, nice and quiet. Paths pretty much throughout. The only pathless bit was after that cairn on Kirk fell, until we picked up that quad track. So no, it's been good. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do the usual, liking, subscribing, ringing the notification bell, commenting and sharing, all the usual malarkey, and hopefully see you on the next one. Ta-ra! Okay.